And welcome to the Lab, right? The Lab.
We need like intro music, yo.
Doom, 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 doom. Drop intro music now.
I like thinking like the Pink Panther, like dude.
Okay.
How about some techno?
That's Miami
That's
vibe.
the mix.
Starting us off.
Oh, I'm introducing
Let's go.
myself. All right. So, my name is Yuli. On social media, people call me La Yuli, which I'll get into later. I'm a model content creator from Miami, Florida. I'm trying to get into acting, so I would say I'm a model content creator, actress. Trying to get into podcasting too, so I just do everything. Okay, but I'm an all-around creative. Thank you guys for having me.
I love
Give
it.
her a round of applause. One more welcome. Welcome to the Lab. Welcome to the Lab. Right? We're in it. But today's show is very special to us because it was an idea that we had, and that's why we invited Yuli, is to really get that perspective from a model, right? And
Thank you.
this whole space that we're in.
I love that. I love how you guys specifically give models that platform, because a lot of people are like, it's just a model. It doesn't matter. Like, you know, but we matter.
Which is crazy that's a thing, but
Let's get into it, Joe. Jump right in. Yeah.
Let's get it.
give me that perspective though. Like, what you feel like you like a prop when you just go? Like,
Yeah, I do. Okay, it's happened to me where I have felt like I am a prop, but I'm not to be like feisty or to play into that Latina stereotype, but I'm very like, I'm going to defend myself against anybody. I don't care if you're a man. I don't care if you're like the most famous person on earth. Like,
As
you're
you
going to
should.
respect me.
Yeah.
And if you hired me for your music video, for your shoot, you're going to respect me regardless. If I don't want to do something, I'm not doing it, you know? But I feel like a lot of people are like, oh yeah, she's just a model, or the models are like, then they'll be like, you give them your rate and they're like, oh, I can get somebody for cheap. Like, I don't need to pay you. And I'm like, all right, do that. And like,
Yeah, what's the point of telling you that?
see what's gonna happen, you know? So I feel like a lot of people don't.
talk about it.
Hey, hold on. So, Yuli's taking us from 0 to 100. 0 to 100 in less than 30 seconds, my dude. So I know that this is something that you're working on a lot, right? How to elevate.
So man,
You're on the
got
same.
that. That's the reason I'm on this side.
Yeah, 'cause you're on the same
Because I'm
speed,
0
bro.
to 100, you
Let's
just
get it.
like that. Like, let's
This is
get
we're
right
speaking
to it.
facts.
No chaser. Like,
Like nothing.
I get right to the meat
Straight
and the
in.
potato.
But now let's start this off. Let's take this plane off on a nice joyful ride, right? Like I know we're gonna get
The feistiness. Sorry, guys.
Let's land safely.
I mean, you asked me, do you feel like a prop? I'm like, yeah, I do. And sometimes I don't want to pay my
Tell you
rate.
why I feel like a prop. Yuli, where are you from?
I am born and raised in Miami, Florida. I'm Cuban and Honduran. Which a lot of
Oh, I
people
didn't
don't
know that.
Yeah, my dad is Honduran, my mom's Cuban, but I was raised around my Cuban family. Like, my dad's in the picture, my parents are married, but I was just raised around my Cuban family. And just like living in Miami, I feel like everybody adopts our like way of speaking. Because I've had friends that are from Nicaragua and you hear them speak and
They sound
Miami
Cuban.
Cubans.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
that's true.
you know.
I miss-
But I love both my cultures. I don't want anybody to come and like try to cancel me. But
No cancel culture around here. But no, I've met Cubans that actually talk Dominican. I'm Dominican. People
you're
don't really
Dominican.
jump to the fact that I'm Dominican. I look like I'm Cuban.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But I've had jobs in the past where it just allowed me to simulate the language, the accent, so I can sound Mexican.
Let's hear it.
you know
Let's
what?
hear it.
happens
Let's
to me
hear it.
too.
It does.
Yeah, like I have a lot of Puerto Rican and Dominican friends and everything, and my accent starts changing to theirs. And I do TikToks, and people are like, "You are not Cuban because you want to speak like a Puerto Rican." I'm like, "Mira, mi amor, yo te hablo como yo quiera," like however it wants to come out, like, you know. But yeah, I used to work retail, and that's a really good way to sell to people when you sound like them.
Absolutely, right?
yeah.
It's a good little,
So I would get like people
the
from Mexico, and
mirroring
I'd
method, right?
speak to them like that.
It has to do with mirroring. A lot of people don't realize that humans want to connect to other people. Yeah. We want to feel connected. So once we hear an accent that we're familiar with, or maybe someone likes a certain drink or whatever that we like, it's like it's instinct for us to like go to that herd. We're like, yo, they're about us.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
us versus them kind of mentality, right? And that could lead us into a whole nother track. But I love the fact that you are in tune with your culture. I know the Cuban culture for me is eye-opening lately. Like we had a podcast come through here and talk to us about the Cuban journey, coming from the island and the people that have experienced that.
Yeah.
But more importantly, like the resilience of the Cuban culture, like the fact that they're willing to go out there and get it by any means necessary.
Yeah.
In Miami, you know. Talk to us a little bit about maybe like how it was when you were coming up as a model. Like, was it competing, like competitive?
Coming up as a model?
Yeah.
Okay, so I used to model as a kid. Okay, so I had a little agency. I found my digitals the other day from when I was like 10, and I was like, oh, I look the same. But so I used to model as a kid, and then when I turned like into a preteen, my mom was like, I really don't want you growing up in that world so young. And you know what? I appreciate it now. So I went back into modeling at like 18, 19, por ahí. And it all started through a meetup. At a popular studio here in Miami. I don't know if I can say it, but like HGAB, HGAB. I say HGAB. I'm pretty sure it's HGAB, but it's a very popular, studio, and they had meetups. And I remember I went, and it was just like, I've always liked to take pictures. Okay, so my dad was really into cameras when I was a little kid. Like he had a bunch of film cameras, video cameras. So we would go to the park, my brother and I, my dad, and then my brother would be playing, and I would be like, Dad, record me, take a picture of me here, let's do this. And I would so they knew. Yeah, he was like getting the angles, so I knew. So at that meetup, it kind of like took me back, and I was like, damn, like this doesn't have to just be taking pictures for Instagram. This is like, I can make this, I like this, I can make this a career. Of course, I wasn't signed. Well, I'm not signed. I had my braces at the time. But I was like, I don't care. Like, I'm going to make this. I don't know how I'm going to become a model, but I'm going to do it. And, I started collabing with different photographers, and my IG started growing. And it's all about networking. Like how we were saying, it's who you know, what you know, how you know them. So that's just from there, I started getting gigs and music videos, shooting for brands, collabs on social media. So,
I feel like
shout out HGAD, man.
For real.
They're awesome.
Can we talk about that real quick?
I know
they're a pillar in this
There's
community.
this stigma in Miami that all studios are in competition with each other. Like, we can't big each other up. Like, I feel like all the studio owners, we should all get together and make a committee.
You need to.
Because I'll shout out HGAD, Vision House, our studio, Broward, On Site. Like,
it's
shout
crazy.
out to Emotion,
Yeah.
Boca. Like, but it's this weird stigma that it's like, you can't, like, we can't promote each other's stuff. I'm all for it. Like,
Yeah.
Why not?
Tony Visions is my guy. I started at Vision House, right? So that's my guy forever. I always will shout Vision House out and all these other studios. But why is it so weird that nobody wants?
Look, I'm glad you brought it up. Because a lot of times we say, all right, I'm in this space, I'm in this industry, and I'm here to do my best work, and I'm like the best I can do it. So, don't look anywhere else. I offer the best price in town and the best quality, right? That's your typical business mindset, entrepreneur mindset, right? But when it comes down to today's entrepreneur, has to be so connected with everyone to be able to have that conversation at the table. And if you're not willing to be honest with yourself and say, look, bro, I get jealous, man. Bro. It is what it is. I look around my place and I'm like, yo, this place is dope because this was in my head at one point and now it's reality. Yeah. It wasn't me who built it. I didn't lift every brick. Yeah. It was the people that I surrounded myself with, and they saw value in me and they were like, look, we don't want to see you fail. We're here. What can we add value to? And they're the ones that came up with all the innovative stuff here. So when people come here and they tell me, yo, your space is so dope, a little bit of me is like, I didn't make it. Yeah. Like, it wasn't really me, but I appreciate it. It's the same feeling you get when someone compliments you.
Oh, yeah, I get super awkward. I'm like, oh, my God, I love your shoes or whatever. I'm just like that. Like, I'll be like, oh, my God, I love your dress. I'm like, oh, my God, I love yours. Where do you get it? Like, I don't like, I love them, but I don't know how to react to it.
Yeah, I can't take compliments either at all.
I'm always like, let me point out something,
Like, you throw it right back at them, right?
Yeah.
So that same feeling that you had right there of throwing back a compliment is also, there's a yin and yang to it. Mm-hmm. So then now let's flip to the other side on the jealousy side. So let's say you see someone else doing what you're doing, but doing it better.
Mm-hmm. How do I feel about that?
Yeah.
Listen, that's a given, okay? Everybody in life, there's always going to be someone that's a little better at what you do, so it just has to make you, like, work harder, in my opinion, I don't compete with anybody. I compete with myself. Okay, I don't, you know, if I see you doing something like bigger, let's say another model that started like me and she gets signed to an agency, oh my God, congratulations, genuinely, because I'm like, I know where we started, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm not like, oh my God, like, I wish I had what she has, or, you know? It's just like, okay, I gotta work harder to reach what I wanna do. Because in life, everybody doesn't have the same path. And I feel like when you have that negative energy, like the universe and God and everything, just no te premia, you know what I mean? When you're like a positive person and you support other people, everything like comes back to you. So
I'm gonna commend you for that.
Yeah.
Because I'm straight up, like, I try.
Mm-hmm.
I can speak. No, bro,
we need to take it to
I
therapy.
always keep y'all real, right? And this is the mission I'm on this year. I'm on the mission of what I speak, I need to believe. And not just believe because I know it's the right thing, but in my core, I need to believe it.
Look, I'm my biggest critic, okay? I'm very hard on myself. Like, I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Like, you need to be here, whatever. And I always have tunnel vision. So, like, whatever somebody else is doing, like, I'll compliment them and I'll be like, I'm so happy for you. But I'm not going to be like, oh, my God, how'd she get it? Why didn't I get it? Because it's like, lo que te va a suceder, like, what's going to happen for you is going to happen for you. But you just got to work hard, you know? Maybe that's not for you. I've been rejected from agencies. I literally sent my digitals last year to all of them, and they all never fucking answered. But guess what? I'm taking my digitals tomorrow, and I'm going to send them, and they're going to sign me. I don't know how, when, but it's going to happen. So it's just like...
I hope they're listening.
I hope so, too. I would name drop. Yeah.
Yuli's gonna have to be a regular here for the lab.
Yeah.
I'm down. But like, that's just the person I am. Like, when you tell me you can't do something, that just makes me want to do it even more. And like, it's bad, but like, hey, y'all rejected me from every agency, every major agency. I'm just gonna keep sending it. And so you're like, okay, fuck. Like,
let's give some perspective because
So, hold on.
we didn't even talk that Yuli was in the Bad Bunny video.
Yeah, hold on.
Like-
Hold on.
That's
So
a great
to all
story,
the agencies,
because, hey,
Bad Bunny seen something, or whoever cast for Bad Bunny, and no, she wasn't the background lady or Ice sitting on the couch in the VIP. She was the lead in the video. Man, talk your shit.
I actually have a funny story about that.
Let's hear it.
Because that whole casting was crazy, but at the time I had my braces, right?
Right.
And my braces were clear on top, metal on the bottom. And like, when you would see it, it wasn't like straight up like, oh my God, brace space, but like obviously there's stuff there. And I remember, you know, like talent agencies and stuff like that, and like the modeling agencies here, I don't want to name who it is. They're like, you know, you're really pretty and you're good at what you do, but like those braces, like I can't put you as a lead in a video. They're never gonna cast you. And I remember they had told me like January of 2020. The opportunity comes February 2020.
Wow.
And that person was on that set. So she had booked one of the background people. And they said hi to me. And I was like, hey, how are you?
Braces and all. Like,
Braces and all.
like I got these clean just for you today. Special sparkle.
But that's just another thing where I'm like, I don't, like, you can tell me anything. Like, okay, you're never going to do this. You're never going to do that. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care. Like, I'm going to get there one way or another, you know? Hasta que me canse. Or if I'm like, you know what, this is too hard. Like, maybe I'm not going to get there. But that was something that I was like, after that whole experience kind of made me feel like whatever you want in life, you can get. You just have to keep doing what you're doing and like, don't let people influence you in any type of way, you know?
It takes a lot of energy to do that, but let's take a break because we've gotten to this point. We're giving a lot of knowledge out there, right? We're going at 1,000.
I talk really fast.
No, it's not even about your rate of
I know a
speed.
lot.
I feel it's just.
I just wanted to give some perspective.
Where we're going.
'Cause if people don't know, I'm gonna talk people. My friends, I talk shit for them if they don't. If they don't
promote themselves.
At the meetup, he was like, well, her?
Yeah.
I was like,
I'm bragging on all my friends. Like,
What song
listen.
was it again?
La difícil.
Ooh.
So if they ain't gonna say it, I'm gonna make sure I slide.
Make
it
sure
in.
I mean, that's all. It's about taking care of each other,
100%.
right? About helping each other out.
He's
When you make
as
mistakes,
he's about to pour up cups. What are you doing, sir?
Even when you make mistakes or when you do anything, you know. Well, there's a reason. I'm gonna first shout out to Tina's Vodka. We're not sponsored by Tina's Vodka, but
Shout out Tina, man.
I will let you know that it's the female-owned, organic, non-GMO, corn, American-made
And gluten free.
vodka and gluten-free.
We love that.
You're gonna see how it tastes. It tastes pretty cool.
I'm trying it.
If you want. Are you
Okay,
okay?
the
If you
thing
don't
is-
want to, it's
okay,
fine.
guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I drink, I'm a lightweight, so I'll be drunk on this
You can
podcast.
sip it. You don't
That's
have
not
to do
gonna
anything.
be a good look.
You don't
We
have to
need
do-
all of that energy.
No, but there's a reason. There's a reason because
Okay, just like a little.
like Angel doesn't make a lot of mistakes in his life. I mean, I make a lot of mistakes. I'll be honest.
I want to smell it.
But when we started this podcast, 2 channels were muted, so I feel like I need a little bit of vodka to
What do you mean
handle
muted?
what just happened there.
Really?
But it's cool. If you guys are watching this, I'm gonna boost it in post.
Oh,
but I'm
my
not gonna be.
God.
I'm not
How'd
gonna.
you know?
I always do a cross check like halfway through.
Wait. Muted in what way?
The 2 mics were turned down, so it's gonna sound like someone's really far away. I don't know if it was that one or that one, but one of the 2 were
Our
off.
side.
That's crazy. I was gonna
the
ask
rowdy side.
you. Oh my
I feel
God.
like my side was off too, but I feel like we're speaking at a decent enough
We the
voice.
rowdy side, so it's probably
I'm
picked
kind of
up.
loud. So
I was gonna ask
hopefully-
you if you checked the mic.
You were gonna ask me, right?
I totally forgot.
Yo, Darnia interns here, and she knows this by heart. So I'm a fool. I don't know anything, guys. Don't trust
Well,
me.
we're kind of loud, so.
It is what it is.
Like Darenia don't talk her shit enough.
That's true.
No, I do not.
That's very
She do
true.
not.
She needs to.
Like
I
when it
do.
can I talk
hold up,
just a
no.
little piece
hold
of
up,
shit?
Hold up, before you do.
Just slight piece
Go
of
ahead.
shit.
No, but let her. I want her to motivate her real quick.
All right.
Okay.
Give her a pitch. Let's say you were talking to yourself 2 years ago, right? And you now know what you know now.
Okay.
Right? About speaking up, telling people what you're about and what you want to do. See
Okay.
if you could give someone like 2-year-old yourself advice and motivation to like speak up.
Okay. First of all, who gives a shit what anybody has to say about you? Like,
Facts.
at the end of the day,
She ain't take the shot yet.
guess what? No, because I'm very passionate about this. Guess what? You think that like people are making fun of you. You know, sometimes I would be like, oh my God, like I feel so cringe posting these modeling pictures. At the end of the day, like people would talk shit about me, like, oh my God, you just hang out with random creepy guys with a camera and you think you're a model. And then I was like, yo, like
That's a
this is
thing?
working. Yeah, apparently. I'm like, yo, this is working out for me. So who cares what anybody has to say about you? They don't pay your bills. They don't do anything. And you know what? Maybe a lot of people hate and they like put down others because they wish they could be in a space like that. They wish that they could be creative. They wish that they could like do those things that you do. So at the end of the day, like fuck it. Like, okay, you don't like it? That's great. Like, don't look at it. Don't like, you know? So just do what you gotta do and
There you go.
fuck it because time doesn't stop.
That's
There
true.
you go.
The gray hairs will tell you. Go ahead, B. What were you gonna say?
So Darenia, one of the top lash people in the universe, don't talk her shit enough.
She got mad famous clientele though. Like people.
I'ma
don't even
drop-
know.
So why she laughing already? Because she
Come
know
on,
what
drop
niggas
it,
off
because
the
No,
scene.
she
She's
gets
so
like that.
low-key.
She gets like that. She gets like that when
Because I
people
know
talk
what
about her.
stops me. It's literally myself. I don't.
I feel you. But
So
you need to,
when
like,
when you see
look in the mirror,
magazines
like,
and you
find
see
yourself.
commercials and you see fucking Paris Hilton, who the fuck you think do her eyelashes?
you do her lashes?
yeah.
When
Oh
you see
my
Iggy Azalea
God.
on tour and all of that shit, who the fuck you think do their lashes?
You see it, and I would have never known because she's never
She
mentioned
never
it.
gonna talk her shit. I'm gonna talk it for all my friends that's doing great things. I'm gonna talk the shit for y'all. I'm the hype man. I'm Flavor this
It's
shit.
amazing.
Thank you.
Look,
She's
man,
so
I
humble.
warned
She really
her.
is.
I warned her. I told her this. I was like, look, you can be your toughest critic. You can be the push, the drive that you have. But the moment that you choose not to, you think that nothing externally is going to do it for you, you're wrong. There's a plan. There's a method for you already set. If you choose to deviate from that path, the universe will make sure you get your push.
And I'm universe over here.
But,
Thank you,
by
universe.
any means necessary.
100%. If she does Michael Jackson, it's like, nah.
We went too far.
R.I.P. Michael Jackson. I'm sorry.
Yeah, for
Nah,
real.
but girl, like that's amazing. I know how you feel though, because sometimes it feels weird. Like you don't want to feel like you're like bragging or whatever. But girl, you need to talk your shit because if you don't do it, who's gonna do it? Well, he's gonna do it for you. But like,
No, I'm gonna do it. But when I ain't
She was
around,
gonna
all
say,
the
if nobody does it,
I ain't
nobody
all the
does it.
ways around, but talking shit, man. It's a way you could do it
yeah,
tastefully.
It's how you say it too.
Tastefully.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah. There you go.
I think that's what I'm working on.
Work on your tasteful approach.
I think. What do you think if you were able to hone that skill earlier when you started, like whatever you're doing? Because I know you started your artist first, evolved into photography and all the other stuff. But like, I feel like if you knew that that your voice had to be that loud.
Yeah.
To be able to get the things that you want, because you think you're loud, but you're not really loud. Not until
I
you're
was
pushed.
that though. I was Darenia, right? The problem was I didn't want to, like, I hated people that name dropped in the music business. Everybody in the music business is name dropper. So I kind of played the Darenia approach because I didn't want to be like every other person in the music industry. Any person you meet in the music industry, they like, oh man, you know, my aunt's niece braids Lil Wayne's hair. You know, that's my people's. What? That's the music business, because everybody got to put their self at like they doing something so great. These lies they've been telling themselves that they right there. So for me, it was a turn off. So I never wanted to do it. So when like people ask me about Kanye, I don't talk about Kanye. That situation is that situation, right? I know, my friends know that's Kanye, but I don't, hey, you know, when me and Kanye be kicking it at the bowling alley, it's not my vibe.
Yeah.
Anybody else would probably be like, yo, my homie Kanye. Oh, you know Kanye? You know?
Yeah,
Like,
and that's the difference,
you know,
right?
homie.
True.
So it's just like, if you know, and if you don't, you just don't. Like, that's it.
I
So
mean,
it's a way to do it, though.
Yeah.
There is a way to finesse it. I mean, I've heard different ways, like this presented in different ways, but at the end of the day, it boils down to the squeaky wheel is the one that gets the attention. Because I experienced the same thing that, you know, I could share a similarity to it, especially in retail, like where you're dealing with, hey, I do all this work, my work should speak for itself, or you come from that background, right? And you're just like, why am I not being recognized for the hard work I'm doing? Well, guess what? No one's talking about it. No one knows. No one knows because no one cares.
That's why PR and press is so good. Segue to
Yeah,
PR
very-
and press.
Honestly, like, sorry to cut you off,
No,
but
go
I
ahead.
feel like that would happen to me. Like, I never wanted a name drop. I find that very cringe. Like, I'm never gonna be like, me personally, I don't go around telling people, hey, I was in that Bad Bunny video. But I know a lot of models and other people that would have been like plastering it everywhere. You know what I mean? I don't like that. But you always gotta let people know who you are and that you're good at what you do, because if not, they want to step over you. You know, and like you said, there's a lot of name droppers, a lot of people that just like
Full of
lie
shitters.
on shit.
The enemies.
shitter.
Lie about everything, and it's like they believe that like hype, and other people believe it. So, you know, and then one that like us, that we actually do what we're like scared to talk about, we don't do it. It's like, come on, like you gotta like have that confidence. It's all about how you present yourself too.
Yeah.
You know, like when you walk into a room,
I agree.
you gotta,
The presentation of walking into a room, making sure you own the room, right?
Yeah.
Being
Yeah.
bigger than the room.
and not like in a fucked up way or like I'm better than you way, but like in a don't fuck with me because I know what I'm talking about. You know?
Like for me, I feel like when people invite me to certain rooms, I don't have to do it. They did it for me.
Yeah.
Or they will do it for me. So where I wouldn't have to.
By
If I'm
just
in the
saying your
room,
name?
she ain't gonna have to say what she do. I'm gonna do it for her.
That's how I feel like coming to your events, shoots here, this as well. You
Yeah.
know?
I'm gonna
I'm
big
glad
them
you
up.
took it there.
I'm gonna big them up. So if you going into these rooms and the person who invited you to the room ain't already prefaced who you are before you got there, boy, they did a bad job at setting the tone of the room.
It's similar to the host, right? Like the host on a show. There
you go.
The success of the show is all on the shoulders of the host. If the conversation isn't flowing, you got to adapt, right? Because you got to be able to set the playing field, and we're all here. We're good. We're feeling good. We can share. If we're not, I'm doing something wrong.
Right, 100%.
Yeah.
I need to figure out what to do to change that up. But I feel like when you're going through this journey of like being able to find that voice and like talk your shit, let's just call it what it is, right? 2023, talk your shit. How do you go through that first step? Like, how do you jump off? Because I feel like there's a paralysis that happens. Like, you do want to talk your shit. You do want to brag about the achievements you've had, but then you also don't want to come off like you're, bragging or you're,
I think it's
showing
just
off or
one of them
whatever.
days you just fucking just grab your nuts and let it all out. Like, that's the only way I can think of it. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you might just get fed up and
Yeah.
you get pushed to that point and you're like, well, let me fucking tell y'all what I've done. And it just happens that way sometimes.
No, I'll admit I lose my temper for that.
It just happens.
Like, if you really
sometimes.
want to piss me off, like anyone that knows me will tell you I'm zen, I'm calm, I'm chill. But if you want to piss me off, question my my skill.
I feel you.
The skill that's taken me over 15 years to master.
Right.
Question it. and I'm gonna tell you I'm the Babe Ruth of the room. Like, get the fuck out of here. Who are you? Stop cooking in this kitchen. Like,
I feel like social media makes it easy too, because for example, on my end, my Instagram is not like for shits and giggles. My Instagram is my portfolio. My Instagram is where I post my videos that I've been in, commercials, shoots, everything. That's my resume. Yeah. So I don't post pictures with like my friends at the club, like maybe on my story, but like on my feed, hell no. So I post all of my achievements, you know, and if you want to take it as like, you know, bragging, whatever, that's on you. I pin like the big videos, the big things that I've done, because you don't know who's watching. Okay, there's a lot of people that don't follow you that won't look at your story, but they're looking at your feed. And sometimes with castings, they'll send your Instagram around, and somebody be like, okay, well, this girl, like, she takes good pictures. I've seen the videos that she's done on this page. Like, she's good. Like, let me book her. So I feel like social media has made it easier for me to like put myself out there without me having to like name drop and do all of that. But sometimes I've been on set where people don't want to respect. You know what's crazy? I've been on set where like I've been kind of treated like, not, I don't want to say differently, but I've been treated weird, and then somebody brings up my achievements, and then instantly it's like, oh, hey, do you want some water? Do you want a massage? Do you want like a hot towel? And
special
I'm like,
treatment.
everything, but like, you know.
My wife uses this to her advantage at restaurants.
the blue check.
Ever since I got the blue check, restaurants love me, right? But before they know, it's just like, that's just the guy that came. So I always post after I leave a restaurant.
Of course.
I never post when I'm there. After I'm leave, and there's something about these restaurant owners, see that blue check. Oh, we didn't know that was you. Next time you come, make sure you speak to Gilbert.
Special treatment.
The next time we went, I was in the back. Dessert. The chef comes out from back of the desserts he's trying. Wants my wife to try the new stuff he's working on. And my wife's like, what the heck happened?
That's literally
Social
why I'm
media.
so humble, because if that were to happen to me, I don't know what I'd do. I don't know what I'd do.
Why?
What do you mean? Why are you treating me differently?
But that's just the way
Because
the
I
world
have
is.
a different success than the person right next to me?
Yeah, I feel you.
That's unfair.
Yeah.
It's a
And that
business,
happens a lot.
but it's a business decision from them.
Yeah, because they're like, if I treat him nicely, he's gonna give me a good
promote
review. He's
me.
gonna
He
promote
gonna give
me,
me a
and I'm
good
gonna
But
get
then
the
again,
point. But then it's like, why aren't you treating
all
every
your
customer
clients nicely?
Exactly.
Because now, so they looking at you now as an investment. You're not a customer no more, right? So if you was just a customer, I provide a service, you eat the food, you pay the bill.
Got it.
If you somebody that's going to bring eyes to my product, now you're an investment.
Okay.
So I'm going to bring out free cake and drinks and wines that we never opened and all of that. That's the investment. It's not monetary, but it's like service based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a
But the
marketing
treatment is still
investment.
differently. The treatment is still different.
Of course, because now I'm investing in you with a hope to get a return, right? I'm investing
Yeah.
in these extra flans that I sent out for your
Yeah,
wife,
yeah.
right?
That's like collabs too, you know.
That
Like
word.
I've been,
Oh, that word.
That word.
I've been.
Wait,
to-
what?
What a segue. Can we do this shot?
For real.
Let's do the shot so
let's
we
do
can
the-
get you
let's
the
do the
real
shot.
version
Miami
of
guys.
our
Let's do the shot.
Pa abajo, pa centro, pa
pa
adentro. I'm
adentro.
just gonna take a little sip though.
All right, so we're going down. It's smooth, right?
Smooth, yeah.
Yuli said it. Smooth.
Collapse.
Man, Tina's been there through it all.
Tina's been through all of our shenanigans. But let's talk about something. So we just unpacked the fact that if you get blue check, you get treated special when you go to places. And we talked about how the fact that businesses look at that as an investment, like marketing, right? Maybe
100%.
a marketing investment, right?
As soon as I lost the blue check, all that shit went
All
out.
that went away.
Phone
lost
stopped ringing, emails. Yeah.
Did you have a bag?
He got it back.
I just recently got it back.
Recently,
I
yeah.
lost
I
it.
didn't know you could lose it.
You can.
I just
you
woke
do?
up one day, write Instagram every day, and then they don't respond.
That's a whole nother subject.
That's a whole nother
I lost
blue
my
check.
check out.
Listen, I had
August.
four pug puppies, right? I have pugs and I had puppies, and my dumbass puts it on Instagram like for sale, and they took down my story, and then they like had my page on lockdown for an entire day. I didn't know what the hell was going on.
What?
All because you can't sell like live animals on social media. I was like, bro, like, you know. They took my page. I was like, oh my God, did I just lose my page? What the fuck? So then I figured I was watching
Over dogs.
TikTok. Bro, I was watching like TikTok videos on how, like, what was going on. And they were like logging through Safari. And then on Safari, it was like, oh, we took down your story, accept the consequences, whatever, and we'll give you your page back. But I was like, bro, I almost lost my page I've been working on forever over my puppies because apparently you can't sell like a dog. And I'm like, you got to be like, DM for more info. Just if you want to sell your dog or something. Like,
You go to Facebook Marketplace.
no, you can't do it there either.
You can't do it there.
You just
That's
gotta
it.
like word it differently. Like
Oh,
on
it's all the words
Craigslist,
you-
like rehoming, and then it's like there's an adoption.
There's a way that you can go there.
Wow.
Okay.
Learning something new every
now
day.
that added a whole nother layer to what I was about to present, because you have old school business that just understands transactions, numbers, customers are numbers, just get them in and out the door. Then you have the evolution of old school business that understands that customer service plays a big role in developing the brand, right? And then you have the other side of it where a business has spent all this time building up their social media platform to then have it lost to the social media platform and their guidelines, right? But going to Jorenia's point, shouldn't you just live your life how you feel like you want other people to be treated, and then the result is just the result? Like, why are we measuring the result based on the investment?
Because influence is a thing now. This
Yeah.
didn't used to be a term back in the day. You had to pay for a Super Bowl commercial to get influence, right? So why are all of these big marketing companies like, no, I don't want to spend $1 million to get a 30-second Super Bowl commercial. I'm gonna get every hot girl on Instagram,
on TikTok too.
Give her,
Tag me and
give her
that's it, yeah.
$2K to post, and I'm gonna get the same return on investment as that Super Bowl commercial and spend less money,
or even more.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy how like business has changed. Like,
So
but
if you
I
a
feel like
business
businesses need to get on social media.
in 2023 and you not on social media, I had this conversation with Angel. There are a lot of businesses that are losing money because they don't even answer their DMs
Yeah.
on social media. It's money sitting in the DM.
I've had people leave me on red for like over 6 months and then hit me back up, and I'm like, I guess you don't have anybody watching your DMs.
Clearly.
But this project is over. I'll hit you up next time when there's another project. But I feel like as long as there is a balance to it, right? Because if you go to the extreme on any one of those things that I just mentioned, you can be perceived as like you're trying to play the game,
Yeah,
right? Like you could smell when someone's going above and beyond.
I have a story.
Go ahead, tell me your story.
Okay, so my minor in college was marketing, and I had gotten an internship that summer, and it was at a luxury car dealership. I'm not gonna say which one, but a luxury car dealership here in Miami. They have a group, and whatever. So they hire 6 college kids, right? And they're like, run our social medias. Now, that's great. It's fun. We're creating all these ideas, blah, blah, blah. They gave us a lot of freedom. They were like, do whatever you think is going to get us followers. And we were creating all this content that we thought was funny. This was like before TikTok. We thought it was funny, like the stories, the way we were posting. We even did like a parody to an Ariana Grande song, and we thought it was hilarious. We were like, yeah, we're going to get... But at the end of the day, yeah, we're creating content for you, like you asked us to. But people that can afford to go buy this car, they're not going to find that funny. And most of them are not on Instagram looking at like the social media, So
It's a disconnect.
our boss, he sits me down one day and says, I was like, kind of not the group leader, but they were like, okay, you go talk to him. So he's like, oh, so why haven't we gained any sales from like what you guys are doing? Because we're paying you guys, It's been a whole summer. Like, what was going on? We have a lot of videos, a lot of nice pictures, but what's going on with this? And I was like, well, you got to be realistic. You want us to cater to college kids. Unless it's like kids from UM. A lot of kids, like your average college kid is not going to go buy a luxury car.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen. It's not, and they're not gonna do it like, oh, I saw this post on Instagram, let me just go. And I had that conversation with him, and he understood. He was like, okay, I understand. And I was like, maybe like for next time, maybe you hire like a specific person that like does luxury like car content.
Yeah.
But don't expect also for like sales. I mean, I don't know. I'm not like an expert, but I feel like sales for that type of market don't really come from like IG. Like you're not scrolling on IG and you're like, oh damn, like this car, like, let me go and buy one. Maybe you're like looking to see, but like he wanted us to market to like people our age. And it was just like, bro, like we can host all the events you want.
Especially in Miami.
At FIU. Like no one's gonna be like, let me go buy this car, like,
That's an interesting subject. So I owned a marketing company, right? The Brand Castle. And there's a disconnect for business owners to understand what social media is. And I have to explain to them, social media is not for you to get leads. Social media is for brand awareness, right? This is so people know who you are, that you're out there. This is not, if you get a lead from social media, that's amazing. It never really happens, but if you do get it, but that's not what I don't think in like B2B transactions, business to business, social media is not for that.
Yeah.
None of the
do you
business
think
owners
a lot of-
understand that. They like, yo, if we spending some money on this, we want a return on that money because of this money that we spent. And it's like, nah, you investing in your brand, bro.
I feel like a lot of businesses are disconnected with the success that an influencer can have on social media versus what the success that influencer could bring to their business on
Yeah.
social media.
Yes.
Right? They don't understand that there's still traditional means that work. Email blasting, having articles written about you. Like
Knowing the target audience.
I mean, bro, I remember we posted some video that it was like, we're just trying to like get people to come to the dealerships because they're different ones. And we made this video and we thought it was great. It was edited. It was funny. It was cool. It was cute. Everything. We got comments and I was like, whoever you guys are hiring to do this, you guys need to fire them. This is horrible. Like, I don't want to go to this dealership. I was like, we would read the comments. We're like, we're getting fired.
Oh my God.
But you know, mad props for him for like
Giving
you know,
y'all a shot.
Being so real.
He gave us a shot. He was like, yo, do whatever you want. We did whatever we wanted. We thought it was funny. We thought it was good. And like, we weren't putting out like garbage or anything, but like that audience was like, no, like,
and this was a car dealership.
yes, it was like a car. So it's like a group and then they have different
Dealers,
brands.
different
Yeah,
brands in the
yeah,
dealer.
yeah.
That's so like you were on the cutting edge of something. Like dealerships right now are going
And they
through a
do
whole
stuff on
evolution.
TikTok and they do funny videos. I was like, fuck, like maybe, bro, we would have ran TikTok because we were so
Yeah.
funny. We were in the office. It was like a tape, like an office like this, and we were just chill every day. They would just be like, okay, guys, go do whatever you want. And then it was like, okay, let's go shoot content. Let's shoot a story. Let's be funny. But they didn't like it. Like the customers.
But I think that if you found a dealer that was willing to go the long journey with you, they would be at the forefront of disruption.
But that's not marketing for business
That's
owners.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So the
Business
internship.
owners want they don't play the long game.
Yeah,
They
it
give
wasn't
you
like,
6 months and it's
you know,
you don't,
we were
don't
there
see
for the summer. We made our money. They understood though, which I'm glad.
Yeah.
But I was real. I was like, bro, like you're not gonna get like if this was a, I don't know, like what do kids like? Kids, I'm a kid. I don't know, a fucking like restaurant, like a cool restaurant.
Yeah.
Like you can do all that stuff because
Yeah.
you know you're like marketing to like teenagers.
Lifestyle.
But like a car, like I don't see any college kid wake up like, you know, let me go over here, let me buy myself a car like real quick, you know.
Makes sense.
But
I feel like you got to build up to that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like if you're trying to do content like that, like whoever's the influencer has to build up to what are the prerequisites for someone like this to afford something like that. We had an episode where we talked about that, right? Like if you want something expensive, there has to be a little bit of change that you have to apply to yourself, budget wise, and not only that, but how you think of how you're making money now. Like we're in cars right now that most people would be like, I can't get into that.
Right.
Right. And we got into those cars because we understood that we needed to get more money to get those cars.
100%.
Right. So I feel like there's that disconnect about how do you get your audience to take the action when they're not ready for the action. They actually need to do some prerequisites before they get there.
I tell people this about everything. Like, yo, is something too expensive or do you just need to make more money?
facts. But you know what would work? Sorry to go back on that. What they would like was when we would go and like reply to the reviews. That would work. Like us replying to the reviews and they felt seen and heard and everything. And it would work. And
Because
I'm
that's
like,
something
okay.
comfortable and traditional.
Yeah, so you
that
guys
they're
don't like
used
our
to.
funny videos, but you want me to say your name and say thank you for stopping by. Like, you know.
No, but it comes back to human connection. That's really what it
Yeah.
boils down to. If you can establish that human connection effectively, then it doesn't matter what it is. Like now,
So imagine
connected
they
with
was doing these videos and the owner of this brand or this company was in the videos with them. And then he was given some insight as a professional in that space.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now they put a face to who's behind all of this.
Exactly.
This is what all the business owners fail to do. They don't want to put their face out. It's a reason we know who Elon Musk is. It's a reason we know Zuckerberg and Gates and Warren Buffett, because these are the faces of the businesses. Jobs. This is why I'm so big on personal brand. You cannot hide behind the logo. And if you do hide behind the logo, you hire a spokesperson or a model or somebody to be the face of your company, right?
Guys, hire me.
If you look at Progressive, they have Flo and State Farm has Jake, and none of these people are the owners, but there's a spokesperson because clearly these owners don't want to come out and do the personal branding thing. Get a spokesperson though.
Yeah.
So do any of you don't want to do your eyelash thing? Get Yuli to come in. You ever listen to the attorney commercials on the radio? And at the end it says, this spokesperson is not an attorney.
Not an attorney. Yeah.
No, but they're going on IG now and doing like they're getting like influencers and they do videos and everything.
See?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I saw a video. It was like, have you gotten ran over by a car lately?
Oh, the insurance is going crazy,
and
bro.
it's like a picture of him on the floor getting run over, and yeah.
Yeah, they be doing the most.
Yeah, no, I literally.
Now it's about who can go viral.
Right? All right, we took this conversation to a lovely area, right? But I want to, let's switch gears a little bit.
Yeah, let's talk about horror stories.
Yeah, I want to switch gears to it because we talked about the fact that human connection is important. As a model, you talked about how sometimes you're unseen on set, you're used as a prop and stuff like that. Like that feeling evolving into you then building your own personal brand and then maybe getting a photographer and going through that journey. Like all models have like their favorite photographer. Yes or no?
I do. I feel like, okay, you're going to hear it and they're going to be like, wow, I thought it was me.
Yo, hold on. Before she starts, I know all of you are going to feel some type of way. Because when you shoot for a model for a long time and then she says somebody else's name, you're going to feel some type of way.
I am a very picky person. I'm very like, when I don't like something, I'll say, hey, I'm not really feeling this picture, this editing. But I'll say it in a nice way. I'm not going to be like, yo, this fucking editing sucks. Like, no. But I built relationships with like different photographers for different vibes, you know? One of my really good friends, he's a great film photographer. And when I want to do like a nice film photo shoot, like on the beach or like on film, that's my homie. Like we talk literally every day. We create stuff and it's like, I know to go to him. But when I want to do like straight fashion, like I want to show more content, like I want clean editing, like but high end, I have one person, you know? When I want to do creative stuff with somebody that already has a studio and is as picky just as me, I got one person here, you know? So it's like different vibes. It's not like, oh, this is my favorite person because tampoco I'm going to be working with the same person every day, you know what I mean? But it's like for different vibes. Like I know who to go for. Just how I know, like I have photographers that hit me up for a certain look. Like, you know, I want to shoot this type of girl, this type of look, and we'll do it, you know? So it's nothing personal. It's just you need to know what type of vibe you want to bring. But I also, before when I started, I used to shoot with everybody. Like anybody that would DM me, hey, you want to shoot? Let's go. And, you know, I feel like that's essential because you get better.
You got the reps in.
For the photographer and for the model. But now it's kind of like I only shoot with people that I know we're going to create something that we both like. Yeah. You know?
Selective. You selective.
Yeah,
now.
You're selective that we're both, it's going to fit my vibe. It's going to fit your vibe. And I'm going to be happy. And you're going to be happy because essentially you're coming together to collaborate. So now I have a lot of people that will hit me up. And I look at their profile and I'm like,
you don't see the value.
Yeah. So sometimes I don't answer. Not that I leave them on red, but like, you know how you can accept the message? Or if, you know, they come at me in person, I'll just be like, you know, maybe like right now that's not really the vibe that I'm going for, but in the future, because I don't like to burn bridges either. Yeah. But you
took us on a full journey there. How do you feel, man, about that?
Nah, I think I think everybody gonna get to a level in their career where I'm big on being selective, right? You don't have to work with everybody, and I'm at that point. If I gotta take the camera out the bag, I'm $350 an hour. Let's be clear. So if I'm shooting with somebody, I want to shoot with them, right? So, but it took me getting to this point in my career where I can pick and choose who I want to work with.
Exactly.
I'm work with the same people I consider friends and I could call. I just hit Yuli just a couple of days ago, like, yo, what you doing Friday?
And I got the time wrong too.
Look, I'm like, yo, what you doing Friday? She's like, oh, I'm free. Yo, pull up.
Yeah.
Everybody probably can't do that, but it's a dynamic that you create from people being comfortable with you. And
just like when I shot here and I was like, I was late. I'm sorry. I was late. And then I switched the shoot completely. I wet my hair in the bathroom. We were here until like 11. Like I made a mess in that bathroom. We were walking around like wetting everything, but the pictures came out fire. And he understood that because anybody else would have been like, first of all, girl, you're late as hell. Second, you're out here in this bathroom wetting it. Like,
this how Yuli though reassured me. She said, yo, I know I'm late, but the picture's gonna be fire.
I'm trying to work on
it's gonna be worth the wait.
Nah, that's always what I say. I'm like, just trust me. And another thing that photographers will be like, oh, send me the outfits. And I'm like, bro, like, send you that. Like, just trust me. Like, I don't mind sending the outfits, but my life, I'm going 100, you know? And sometimes, like, I know what I'm going to wear to the shoot and I know what we're going to do. And I have it in my mind that I don't have the time to go to my drawer and like, here, whatever. So I'm always like, yo, trust me. Yeah. You know, we're good. And then I show up, they like it. And then from there, when we keep shooting, they're like, okay, I know you got the outfits. Like, don't worry about it.
There you go.
So I want to unpack two things. So like we talk about the trust that you built and established with a photographer, and then we talk about these horror stories that you maybe have had in the past, right? Let's start with the horror stories and lead up into how someone can get themselves out of a tricky situation that maybe they just didn't know they were getting themselves into. But do you have any horror stories that you've experienced with photographers?
I have a couple. I'm lucky and blessed that it's nothing crazy. But when I first started, there was this photographer. You know how like everybody knows each other here, and he was a little awkward. Whatever, everything's great. Whatever.
I feel like most photographers are socially
No, but it was
Socially
like
awkward.
it was
But
just
this was-
weird. It
I
was,
got
it was a
you.
weird way of vibe. But I'm always nice, and at that time, I was very like I want to shoot with everybody. You know? So we did a shoot, and then he sends me the pictures, and he made me orange. You know, and
Like your skin,
like how do you
like
say
Ernie.
jaundice?
the jaundice, like
yeah.
you have jaundice, like babies get jaundice, and
Yeah, like that. So I
So-
was like,
He
okay,
didn't adjust the white balance. Oh.
I don't know what it is, but
My mind was thinking that too.
so at that
For
time,
those of us that are photographers, it's the white balance.
The white balance.
so at that time, I was like, okay, how do I was a little bit more direct than I am now because I feel like with time, you know.
You finesse it different.
Yeah, so he told me, he's like, are you gonna post it? I was like, no, I don't think I'm gonna post it. He's like, why? I was like, well, you made me orange. He's like,
Just-
so you don't like my editing? And I was like, no.
Oh shit.
Now I would be like, listen, like, you know. And we actually got into an argument because he was like, oh, I did the shoe, you need to post it, da, da, da. And I was like, you're not gonna talk to me like that. Like, I don't like it, you made me orange, and until you make me my skin color, I'm not gonna post it. But you see now, that was like 2019 Yuli, 2018 Yuli, 2023 Yuli would have been like, listen, right now, I wouldn't have shot with him, but right now I would have been like, listen, I'm not really feeling this editing because of this, and this, and like whatever. So that was one story.
Would you give him a chance to adjust the edit?
Now or back then?
No,
Should've.
if he would have been like, "Can I take another shot?"
Yeah,
at
I would have been like, okay, cool. Because, bro, like, you know, we're both learning and stuff,
Right.
but you're off the bat, you're like defensive and you're like, why aren't you posting it?
Yeah.
Like, chill out. Like, I'm giving you a tip because if I post that, I'm going to look bad and you're going to look bad.
Yeah.
Because people are going to be like, Yuli, why are you orange in this picture? Like,
Sesame Street style.
That's the
like
first thing they're
I'm
gonna
pretty
say.
sure if you saw it, you would have sent it to me and be like, are you okay? Like, did you put a filter? Like,
Yeah, I wish we could see the photos, but I could already imagine.
now
what
look
they
them
are.
up for you. So he blocked me essentially, but
Okay. Well, but before you go and share your next horror story, like, okay, so you were dealing with this person, right? And you couldn't get the vibe right, you couldn't get the editing right. Besides his approach, do you feel there was something else that he was trying to achieve? Because it comes down to collaboration, right? Do you feel that he was trying to create his piece and you were trying to create your piece and you guys just didn't see eye to eye, or do you just think he just didn't know what he was doing?
no, like we came up with a concept, which I don't even remember that well now, but we came up with a concept. We got everything, you know, had everything on my side, everything on his side, whatever. But he's not really like a person that, okay, I'm a talker. So when I shoot, I'm talking to the photographer, and sometimes I feel like I'm talking to them too much. But like, I like it because you get to know the person better. You make them feel comfortable. Like when I met Baron, I found out about his wife and like she loves Christmas and like his whole life story. Like and I to this day I remember it. But he wouldn't really talk to me at all. So it was like the vibe just wasn't there. And I just feel like you said, maybe he was just achieving what he wanted. Like, you know, he didn't have any regard for what I wanted. But son cosas que pasan, you know.
But I got, thank you for sharing that. I have a great article that I wrote for Save the Creatives Foundation, savethecreatives.org. The creative mindset versus the artistic mindset, and how they have their own thing. Like they have their own thing that you can achieve by going into that mindset. But one is collaborative and the other isn't. A lot of people don't understand that artistic mindset has a tunnel vision. Like you see what you see.
Exactly.
Versus I'm open to what you're doing.
But if you're gonna have that mentality, then pay the model. Because my thing is, like for example, when I'm on
Now
set,
I'm gonna work for hire, right?
when, no, but listen, when I
No,
work
that's
on
facts.
music videos, like I said, yeah, they'll use you as a prop, but I meant like on the way that they treat you like as a person. But when I'm on set and I'm getting paid my rate, you wanna
paying.
listen. I've been on videos where I don't like the makeup, the hair, the nothing. I don't like anything. The song, I don't like it, but I'm getting paid and I don't care. Like that's your vision. I'm not gonna tell a director, hey, can you shoot me from this side? And like, I need more lashes and I need lipstick. Like, no. And I'm, you know, I'm very picky with how I look, but it's like, I'm getting paid to like help somebody bring out their vision. But if we're doing a collab,
it gotta work for
That's a
both.
different story.
You know, you both have to like come to a certain like a happy medium.
Like when I meet models for the first time, I want to know these stories, right? So I asked them, because I met this model. As soon as she booked me for a shoot, and the first thing she said is, "Excuse me, I don't mean to be rude, Da Vinci. What's your turnaround time?"
Before you shot?
Yeah. I was like, Jesus Christ, I didn't even take the lens cap off, right? So
I was just getting out of his car.
I'm like, yo, I'm about 7 days. Like, give me a week. She's like, oh, okay. I'm like, why? What's wrong? She's like, I shot with this guy several months ago, and I'm still waiting on the edits.
She paid him?
It was a collaboration.
Oh, because you see, that's trickier.
So I'm like, okay, so what was the problem? He wanted me to go on a date with him
Oh, what? No.
to get the pictures.
No. And I've heard that happen before. Thankfully, it hasn't happened to me.
Okay.
But
That's like me with lashes.
It's
I
hard
wanna
for me
know,
as a...
like other lash stories. Like when a first
Yeah.
client comes, I'm like, have you ever done your lashes before?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I have actually.
Oh,
And like they
snap.
did a horrible job, and
Oh,
they were
shoot.
pinching me while they were lashing. I'm like,
But for me, it's hard because like as a photographer, you gotta break down all the walls that the creepy photographer built up for the model, right? Everybody's not creepy, but I've seen the creepy photographers that they only shoot swimwear or boudoir or whatever because they creepy. Like I don't know no other way to put it. They creepy. They think it's a tool to get girls or whatever the case may be. So as a photographer who's not on that, I have to assure a model before I even shoot what type of person I am.
exactly.
Hence, I always bring up my wife because I don't want you. We just here collaborating. I got one crazy Latin at home that I deal with, and that's it. I don't need extras. We good,
You just
right?
don't give off that vibe though.
Yeah, that's not my thing.
I'm
Like,
pretty good at reading people, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you're awkward. I would never like be in a bikini in front of you. Oh, you're cool, like, and that's why, like I said, when we first shot, I feel like we were talking for 20 minutes before we even shot in Design District. So it's like, the vibe is there.
We talk a lot about how it's important for the photographer to share that. Like share their own stories, be able to
100%.
be open and vulnerable and stuff like that. And I feel like it's really tricky for photographers to do that because that's not the world they come from.
They already
like
out
they're
there.
behind the camera for a
They
reason.
geeks.
You know what I mean? Like
geeks.
But I like to
I'll
make
be
them feel
straight.
special, Like I'm not just using you for you to take pretty pictures of me. Like I want to know more about you. Like like what do you like to shoot? How do you get started? I'm always like, oh, so how do you get started? And they're like,
Could you imagine?
But that's hard for the guy that you
oh
know.
yeah, because then it can come off as like you're trying to like get with the girl. Yeah.
No, but like how intimidating
They're
can
socially
that be
awkward.
for someone? Like think about it. This person has never even had eye contact with someone prettier in their eyes, like, in that sense. And you are now the goddess in front of them.
the muse. You
The muse,
Yeah.
right? And you're carrying a conversation because you're being polite and you're being cordial and you want to get to know this person. But just that conversation alone is causing this person to
Anxiety,
be like,
yes.
like, oh my God.
probably like, are you flirting with me?
Well,
Probably don't know. Like,
okay, imagine just shooting and someone like it's happened to me before. Like I've been shooting with somebody that literally has not talked to me the entire time we're shooting.
Oh my god.
Like it's just like,
but that's
and I'm
That's-
like, okay, you're in your zone. But
hence
like,
why these workshops is so important because this interaction between the photographer and model to get the best out of the model, it's a sense of comfort you gotta give them, and vice versa, right? Like, what's your best side? Like, even if you gotta write down a list of questions before you
Yeah.
meet them to just break the ice
what's your best
until
side?
you get natural with the conversation. Like, as soon as I met Yuli, the first thing I said was, "Oh shit, your eyes are real."
Yeah.
That was the icebreaker.
I
He literally
her the
told me
same-
that today.
I told her the same thing. I was like, your eyes are green?
Yeah, bro.
Because in the sunlight, they don't look like that. Like in
Yeah.
the sunlight, they look brown.
She's
And I
like,
was
nah, this is me. I was like, okay, that's the. It wasn't like an icebreaker. I really wanted to know. Like, it's Instagram.
And I'm
like
like
we
a
didn't
fast
know each
shooter.
other.
I'm a fast shooter too. You notice, right? We're like boom, boom, boom. I was like switch outfits. I can't be I can't take 200 pictures in one outfit. Like that drives me insane. Like I'm really fast with like my poses
In
and
and out.
everything.
See, I feel like someone meeting Yuli, like say if it was me starting out when I was first taking pictures, meeting her, taking pictures of her would have been like life-changing for me because it would have been so easy. Like it would have made my job easier.
Nah, but you can't say
No,
that.
but think
That's
about
intimidating,
it.
though.
I know, but think about what she's doing already. she's cutting down half of the social anxiety by talking more than you.
No, bro.
You could sit back and
Look,
be
I would have
like,
been,
Bro, that's
I
like
been
a girl
oh, so
with
where you from?
That's like a girl with experience getting with a guy that's a virgin.
No, but listen.
And you understand what I'm saying?
Listen.
Great as comfortable as she gonna make him feel, he's still nervous.
I would have been like, oh, where are you from? You'd be like, I'm Dominican. I'd be like, okay, look at me, loco. You know, I love Dominicans. I have a lot of friends that are Dominicans, and like, I love mango, and I love, like, have you been to otro tiesto? And like, we would have been telling
bro,
your
you
whole
have
life.
not met someone like you. I'm telling you, bro. It's because the thing is that we're different. We're a different breed. We say it all the time, bro. We've had reps in presenting, meeting different people, being able to carry conversations, storytelling. Dorenia's right now going through that process, and she could tell you how like nerve-wracking that makes someone feel, because I could put myself in her shoes. I was there. I'm introverted, girl.
Really?
When it's raining, bro, when it's raining and nice outside, I'm like, covers, phone, do not disturb. I'm good to go.
No
people, because it takes so much energy. Because I'm introverted, this takes a lot of energy. So by the time I turn this off, I'm gonna be like, guys, I don't want to talk for like a good.
I mean, I feel you. I get my days where it's like I don't want to text anybody. I don't want to hear anything. I like to be by myself, and I like my alone time. I like just being by myself. Like my favorite thing to do is like get in my car, go to TJ Maxx, go to Starbucks, go to TJ Maxx, go to like Target, all those stores, and just look at stuff and spend money that I don't need to spend. But it's like my time to be alone. Like I don't want to hear you. Like I don't want to talk to anybody. You know. So I feel you.
I struggle.
It's like a recharging
I
state.
struggle with the being empathetic to people who are introverts.
Why?
Because I've never been an introvert all my life.
Did you used to get in trouble as a kid for talking too much? Because I used to get in trouble.
I
used to be like, your daughter's really smart, but
I used to get the
she
class
doesn't shut up.
clown thing, like that. I was the class clown.
I would finish my work like in kindergarten, and then I'd finish my work fast, and I'd just be talking to the person next to me, and then they wouldn't finish their work, and then we'd both get in trouble.
So I don't know. I try to find an empathy for people who are socially awkward and have that anxiety, or just like not people. My wife is a selective people person. But she a vibe catcher. Like she size somebody up so fast, she like, I ain't fucking with them, and just keep like, she just know. But if she cool with you, you good.
Yeah.
But it might take a warm up. It might take a joke. It might take, she ain't a people person, and she's like, you just be out just mingling and doing all that with everybody. Them people don't drain you. And I'm like,
You know what? My mom's the same way.
Really?
My dad is like the most social person in the world.
really?
My mom is like,
Nah.
like if she likes, like obviously she gets a good vibe from you. She's the sweetest person. Like she'll talk to you, but like, bro, my dad, we'll go to the grocery store. I'll go with my dad. My dad just ran into 10 people he knows.
Yeah.
When I was little, we'd go to the grocery store. This man would be at the grocery store for like an hour and a half talking to who knows who about whatever. Yeah. He's like that. My mom is not. She's like, oh my God, I can't, because everywhere I go, he wants to like talk to people, or like he runs into 20 people. But you see, like he's just that type of person. So
I'm your dad then. I'm that guy.
No, but I share that sentiment, because like my wife's Puerto Rican. She's very like, as soon as I say that, people just like, what?
Dominican and Puerto Rican.
Dominican and Puerto Rican is
La combi
crazy,
completa.
right? But I just needed someone to balance me out. Like Dominicans are very manipulative. Like we
They're gonna say very loud. He's he's like telling him.
I'm gonna put it out there. Like put the game out there. We just know the gift of gab.
Listen,
right?
the Holy Trinity. You know what the Holy Trinity is? Cuba, Puerto Rico, and Dominican Republic.
Yep.
Okay, like we are very similar.
That is very true. We're very similar. But she's a fire sign, so she lights me up. You know, when
What are you?
I'm a Cancer, so I'm very
Cancer.
like emotional and stuff. Yeah.
I'm a Virgo.
I'm a
sign.
Virgo too.
You're Virgo.
Yeah.
August or September?
September.
What day? I'm
13th.
September 11th. Oh my God.
Right there.
Yo, so I recently learned something about this. Like, there's 2 ways of reading your horoscope. There's your horoscope, and then there's what house it sits in.
Yeah, and like your rising and your all that other stuff.
Yeah. And then like people that say that they're one sign are really in another sign when the house is in that sign. So some people like me, that's a Cancer, and I'm emotional. Like, listen, check this out. I'm a Cancer.
Lost.
I'm emotional, right? My house could be in Aries, and then I could be fiery. So you notice how sometimes I'm very like bossy or whatever. That's because maybe like
You said sometimes?
Sometimes.
Listen, I'm a Virgo. My rising is Pisces, and my moon is Gemini. So Gemini, the moon is how your emotions are.
Yep.
right? So my moon is Gemini.
No,
And
as soon
then-
as you said you're Virgo, I'm like, yes.
you didn't sense it. I'm literally a control freak.
No, is that literally
Like I am. Like,
I'm like you, just not on camera. I swear.
so you understood where I was coming from.
No,
Like I'll be
I swear.
shooting with like
I'm
my
just
friend
like
that
you.
like I said, the film guy that we're really close and everything. And I'll be like, well, it's film, so I can't see it. But I'm like, get this, like, okay.
Was that the taco thing? The taco shots was fire.
Oh my God, I love that.
Let's talk about that because guess what? Guess what?
What?
I brought the person that shot that. He's another friend of mine.
Fire.
And he's Mexican American, and I love Mexican culture. Like my great grandmother was Mexican, so I'm like 5% Mexican, but whatever.
Yes.
So whatever, he lives in like Midtown. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Homestead, grab some tacos, bring them to you, so you can have like a taste of of your vibe, because up there's no good tacos. So we bring them. We're doing our shoot, and he took me out of my comfort zone. Like I'm a very like glam girl, but now I kind of want to rebrand to be more like model-esque and like natural. You know how they pose like they don't give a fuck and like they look so like natural and they don't have
Candid.
like,
Effortlessly.
yeah. So I'm like on that vibe now. So after the shoot, I'm like, hey, look, I have a great idea. He's like, tell me. I was like, we're gonna get like some taco shots, but like it's not just gonna be me eating the taco. Like I want to be kind of like in a wife beater with like the underwear and like the hair. And he's like, I don't understand what's going on, but let's do it. And like, bro, that shit came on fire.
Shit's
And
dope.
the thing is that he was like, I'm not editing them, so you do what you want with them. And I was like, really? So I did it myself. It wasn't even film, like it was digital, but I made it look like film.
Oh, with the filter, fire.
But you see, that's my control freak in me. But I asked for permission. I was like, are you sure that like I can edit them? The stylist I was working with, I was like, are you sure I can edit them, that I can post it and tag you? Because I didn't want to like post it, not tag them, since like, and then they would have seen it and been like, this girl really didn't tag. But that's where like my control freakness.
Nah, those was fire.
Thank you.
I've actually when I've met models that are like that, like controlling, I do that. Like there's few of us left that will just give it the raw.
I
Like,
mean, I
here's
don't
the
do this
raw.
all the time. It was just that because I had that idea in my head. And
Oh,
we did
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But like if I do a shoot, for example, let's say we do a shoot, that's your job. I'm not editing. Like I'm already shooting with you. I like what you do, so you do you. And like I don't really ask for the raws unless I want to see them.
So since she brought it up, let me bring this up, right? I don't shoot.
You don't?
No, like I have a nice history of 15 years worth of experience doing events and portraiture and all this kind of stuff. But nowadays I don't shoot. And Baron
Got
always
lighting though. That's a different story.
they always get on me about this, but it's like you know how Baron said he picks and chooses the clients he wants to take, and then he has like a set pay rate.
Yeah.
I went through that phase, and I no longer want to pick and choose based on pay. I want to pick and choose based on if I'm interested or not.
That's awesome though.
Like if I'm really interested, I'll pick up the camera, and he'll see it. He'll be like, "Oh, Angel's picking up the camera. He must like what's
he really
going
likes
on
this idea.
right now."
And that's fire though.
Like the last workshop.
Yeah, I did.
You're the new photo on the Save the Creatives.
Yeah, he got inspired.
You were shooting?
I shot.
that
Yeah,
day.
I shot. Not that I didn't want to shoot you or anything. It was just,
I was gonna be like, why didn't you shoot me?
it was awkward. No, but I shot Landry because I was trying to help Mitchell with some lighting that he has, and I love lighting because that's what I learned, black and white, like literally developing black and white film and all that good stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was helping him out, and then I just got inspired by the light.
Yeah, and you're
Grabbed
like, you know
the
what? Let me
camera. I was
just,
like, "Yo, hold up,
once in a
Landry.
lifetime
Yo,
type of
hold
thing.
up."
Lighting is very important.
He's
Very.
lying. It was Gems is who he shot in this picture. So
Yeah.
he shot
Oh,
Landry and Gems.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my bad, Gems.
And so why
Gems,
you didn't shoot
Gems.
Yuli again?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yo,
No, I'm just kidding.
Y'all put me on the
I'm just kidding.
spot. Hold on, I'm gonna take a
Look,
shot.
I love those type of events because you get a lot of shots and you get to meet a lot of people. But I get kind of like in psychology, it's like overstimulated, like overwhelmed, where it's like a lot going on. It's like, okay, I brought a certain amount of outfits, like, you know, like I don't want to have so many pictures. So, you know, it's not like a personal thing. There were people that I didn't shoot with because I didn't have enough. We didn't get to shoot or we didn't have enough time. But it was also like, okay, like I shot, I think I got what I got. Let me just socialize and like, you know, and then from there, like maybe we can shoot a one-on-one, you know.
Yeah, make the introduction. And
But no, I didn't get offended. But next time,
I better shoot, right? No, but a great segue for what I want you to talk about now, because before you share your second horror story, I want you to talk a little bit about the job you have around, right, psychology and all that
Child
good stuff.
psychology.
How does that play a role in like your everyday? Like, I'm sure you use some of Jedi tricks and stuff.
yeah.
like that.
So basically, I went to college for broadcast journalism. a minor in psychology and a minor in marketing. My mom was a nurse before, but now she does behavior analysis. So she had been doing it for 5 years while still in college. So I would see her and everything. And I would also do like volunteer hours in high school at this summer camp in Coral Gables for kids with special needs. So I knew like that I had the patience for it and I loved it. But in college, I kind of got lost with what I wanted to do. I love journalism, as you can tell. I'm a talker. I love the cameras, you know. So that was my plan originally. But at FIU, I didn't really like how they were teaching us in a way, or like, you know. So I decided to pick up some minors because I had like enough credits left. So I did psychology and I did marketing, 2 things that I love. And then from there, I took I took some courses and I took a board exam, and I was able to become a behavior therapist. So I work with kids with special needs of all types, like autism, other problems, like kids that come from like troubled homes, stuff like that. So it's a great job because it's very rewarding. It's like, I know I'm like putting my grain of salt in someone's life, like, and not just the kids, the family, like the parents and everything, but it is very stressful. Okay. So during the week, I'm like working, like what I love the best is that like, it's very flexible, you know, like it's with the client or like whenever they want the service or like whatever. So it's not like I have a boss obviously, but it's not like I'm like, somebody's like on top of me or whatever. So it's very flexible. So during the week, exactly. During the week, I work basically from Monday to Thursday. Sometimes I'll work on a Friday if like, for example, something came up during the week. Like let's say I get booked for a music video, and I'm getting paid what I want to get paid, then I'll be like, okay, then I'm going to switch my schedule. Let me work on Friday. So, you know, but it is very stressful because it's a lot of like stuff that you see that you have to endure. Sometimes like, I'm a very like, is it empathetic person? So like sometimes I'll take those problems home and like it'll down on me sometimes. And it's as bad as it sounds, like sometimes you have to like set boundaries. Like I used to have like parents call me at like 11 o'clock at night, like, and I would answer because that's just the type of person I am. But it's like when I'm not on the clock, like you can't call me because I have a life too, you know. But I feel like it makes you like a better person, and you're more empathetic, and you're more like, okay, you don't know what anybody's going through. So that's why like when I'm shooting, I'm always like trying to like, you know, be a nice person, have a nice attitude, like, you know, try to like get the conversation going with someone to make them feel, you know, because I feel like it could be intimidating, like you said, like for a photographer maybe to like talk to a girl or whatever. So I'm always trying to like make everybody feel comfortable.
You need to be very strong and have a lot of patience. And
yeah,
us Virgos do have.
I seen a post on social media, and it was a guy like this smiling really big, and underneath it says, "This is what depression looks like."
And you know what? That's what it looks like all the time.
Like,
look, there are times where I'm at work and I don't want to freaking be there. Like I don't want to. Like it's a bad day or whatever. But I can't bring that attitude to my job.
Yeah.
Because people already have like needs there.
Yeah.
And that are going through things way worse than what I'm going through, you know? And I try to do that on set too. Like if I'm going to a video or a shoot, whatever's going on in my personal life does not exist. Like, you know, if I'm heartbroken over a boyfriend or some stupid shit like that we go through, I'm not going to go to the shoot like just with a bad attitude, because it shows in the pictures, it shows in the video. So it's like, leave your problems at the door, you know, and then when you leave and you want to take up your problems again, you take them or you leave them there.
Interesting.
Again, she's the best model to shoot with. I'm like, come on, right? That's one thing. The second thing is that a lot of people that we've met in high performing positions that we would look at as like successful have that on and off switch. Like I've noticed that with a lot of millionaires I've met, where it's like something could be going on personally. They went off to the side of the camera, they're talking to their wife, and some crazy stuff is happening. But once they get in front of that camera, it's like a switch flipped, and that is like no longer.
You know where I see that at? You know, I used to shoot professional wrestling. Behind this curtain, these guys is going through divorce, child support, issues, all of this stuff. But when that music hit and they go through the curtain,
It's
bro,
like, boom.
it's crazy.
Artists too.
Yeah.
No, I swear, when I look my best or when I look my happiest, I can guarantee you I'm going through something.
Oh, for sure. Like if right now you pulled up any photo shoot I've done and be like, oh, so this happened, that I was thinking about this, I was thinking about that, but like I don't let it show, because it's like at the end of the day, whoever you're working with, it's not their fault, you know. So it's like, why are you gonna, you know? And also, I keep like my personal life and my professional life away from like my modeling. Like, if you just go on my Instagram, you would never know that like I work in what I do. Because I don't like listen,
100%.
sometimes I have to go to school. I have to go to middle school, right? And it's crazy because I never thought from music videos people would recognize you. But I was talking.
Especially middle schoolers.
I was talking to this girl that works at the school. She's like around my age. And, you know, I'm a talker, so I'm talking to her. She finds me on Instagram the next day and she goes, oh my God, I can't believe you're the girl from the Bad Bunny music video. And I was like,
You're like,
I was like, bro, I'm literally Hannah Montana. Like, I'm literally at work with my scrubs, like no type of make. Like, I just look normal, you know? And then there's this girl, like, that just found me on Instagram, and now she sees me in a different light. And I was like, damn, should I block her? But then I was like, if I block her, then it's obvious. So the next day when I saw her again, I was like, hey, look, like, I saw your DM. She's like, oh my God, that's so cool. Can you tell me all about it? I'm like, okay, cool. But like, do not mention this around any kid. I don't want any kid to find out. I don't want, you know, like, and I wear my mask at school too. Not because I think I'm famous or anything, but like, it's just, middle school kids, because it's like a regular school. So there's like the kids that have their needs or whatever. Middle school kids are ruthless, you know? And I even had one ask me for my Snapchat one time. And I'm wearing scrubs at work. My scrubs and my Crocs. I have my visitors, like, you know, I'm not a student. Like, I look young, but not that young.
Let me get your Snapchat.
And I'm here outside in the hallway with my computer. I was getting something ready for a client that I was going to see. He walks up to me. He was like, hey, yo, let me get your Snapchat. I was like, hey, yo, you trying to go to the office so you could ask it for him? Because I'm an adult. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
He literally ran away. And I went to the office and I was like, listen, one of your little students, but, you know, it's like Hannah Montana shit. Like, bro. Like, I was like, nobody. You imagine if they found out that I do music videos? Like, those, like, I could not go to that school. Like,
This has been my favorite.
this is my life, bro.
It's my favorite guest.
What's your first paid gig?
My first paid gig? Oh.
And how much was it?
My first paid gig was a swimwear shoot for Mally Swimwear.
Oh, I like them.
She's amazing. She's a good friend. I actually just shot with her like the other day. And from there, I was like, damn, like I got paid for this. Like, this is cool. Like, before I would shoot for fun. And I was like, people be like, oh, can you go to a shoot for my brand, blah, blah, blah. And I would be like, oh my God, yeah, because, you know, exposure and all that. But now it's like, yo, I don't care about your exposure. Like, pay me my money. And she actually, like, paid me. And I was like, you know, this is so cool. I don't remember how much it was, but I was like, damn. And from there, it kind of, like, made me feel like, wow, somebody's willing to pay me. Like, I should continue.
My first photo shoot, I got paid $50. And it was just like life changing. That $50.
Right? Because you're like, I got paid to do something.
Yeah, because I would have did it for free.
That's what I'm saying.
So
Like,
I was like,
I would
man,
do
that
stuff
$50
for free.
lit a
And
fire in me. That's like, yo.
my first music video that I did was in this local artist's kitchen in his house. I didn't get paid anything, but I thought it was great. And the second video that I got it because I worked with that artist.
See that?
We literally shot it in IKEA. Oh my God, I just hit this. We shot it in IKEA.
Hold on.
Like the home goods store. But I can literally show you that video and you would not think it's IKEA. Like, we literally went to
What
IKEA.
permit?
We didn't have a permit, bro. Like, this
B,
is some
you don't need
Miami
no
shit.
permit. It's Miami,
It's not
bro.
no permit.
Yeah, it's literally
We walked in there with
Miami.
the camera. There wasn't lighting or anything. He had his camera, whatever, like something like that. And like, we walked in. We went to like our space that we wanted. We moved the tags. We shot our music video. And the employees would just walk around like, oh, whatever. Like, nobody bothered us.
Shout out to IKEA.
Shout out to IKEA. Don't do that though, because I feel like they could kick you out. The one in
Fuck
Dolphin,
that,
by the way. No, we're not in Dolphin. Like, the employees, I feel like, would be like, just a regular day, Miami. Like,
Man, what doesn't happen at Dolphin?
like, you know, I don't get paid enough to sell us anything. But yeah, those were like my first gigs. Didn't get paid. It was like 12-hour sets. But I thought I was killing it. I was like, superstar. Like, hello.
But see, that takes me to the point of the doing stuff for free can turn into.
I feel like you need
Something
to do stuff
else.
for free in the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it like I'll square it. So I think that you have to want to do it for free or love doing it for free for you to then get to the point where you're gonna be paid for it.
Yeah.
Because you got to be insane to keep going at this. Like,
Correct.
think about it. At this table alone, there's over 4 decades worth of experience and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think a normal person would have kept doing what we're doing?
Fuck no.
Like, who would have given up, like, 6 months in? Be like, fuck this. I'm going to a job at McDonald's or whatever the fuck back then because I was 18 when I started doing this. But it's like, you gotta be crazy to do this kind of stuff, and the resilience to keep going and doing it again after failing.
Oh yeah.
And messing up, or even getting to a point where you're good enough to get paid, then you get paid to go shoot ex-president, and you forget your flash, and you're shooting really low light, and everything is really grainy. Yeah, that was my experience.
Wow.
Yeah, there are times in life ebbs and flows.
Yeah, no, it happens.
Like you could be the best at what you do and still fuck up.
But I always tell people, I'm like, you need to start doing stuff for free. Like when I started, I was in college full time, and then I would take, I would do at least like 3 photo shoots a week. And hey, it's like gas, it's time, it's outfits, it's everything. But I didn't care. I was like, I'm gonna make something out of it. And my parents supported me. You know, I'm sure they were like, this girl's crazy, but hey, she's not doing drugs, she's not doing coke. She's out here, you know, taking pictures. So
drugs and
who
coke.
cares?
Maybe with time you can be selective on.
Oh yeah,
what you
like
do for
now
free.
it's like if I'm doing something for free, it's because I like it and I really stand by, like, you know. But I'm not doing a music video for free in IKEA, boo. Like, no.
So let me ask you something. What's the life expectancy for a model?
You know what, bro? Women already in age. Like, why
What a
would you do
question.
that?
What a
Okay.
question, man.
So I'm turning 25 this year, right?
I
And
just
my
have to
whole
ask
life-
because it's like, yo,
No, like it's been hitting
That's such
me.
a good question.
I'm turning 25 this year, right? And my whole life, I've always heard models by 30, you're out. You know, like say you're old.
it's like music, yeah.
Yeah, but I got 6 years to me. No, I'm just kidding. Bro, I feel like I look young. I'm not gonna generalize this to everybody because hey, the industry is the way that it is. But I feel like I got a couple more years in me. Like I have more than 6 years in me. I look pretty young.
Okay.
But I don't want to do this forever tampoco, because I mean, at like 35, if I actually, you know, have a family and like a kid and everything, like I don't want to do music videos and stuff like that. Like I hope I've expanded myself as a brand and like for example, Giselle Bundchen, she's a super freaking model. You don't see her every day in the cover of a magazine because she's already at that level. Like she has the wealth, she has everything, but she has like her legacy that's like, you know, like if she wanted to get on a runway today, like she's gonna kill it. But she has businesses, she has other things, like, you know. So
I think it's that what you just said right there. There's an evolution to any career, and like you're gonna be good at your career, you hit your peak, and then you start to evolve and change.
Yeah,
that,
you just
that
move on to
influence,
something
right?
else.
You change into something else, get monetization out of that. So I feel like in the modeling industry, there's the evolution of you being a model, then either fashion designer.
look at Tyra
makeup.
Banks.
Yeah.
Top model, then became like a TV host, acts, host, all of that. So it's like you just have to keep evolving, you know? I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. I love food. I want to open up a restaurant. I like to cook. So it's like different things that I like, you know?
So wait.
If you guys follow her
Look.
stories, man, what?
So no, she just shared the evolution of her career.
I want to be a female David Grutman.
Yes, literally. I
What's-
see
what-
that. I
what-
see that in you.
So you're telling me like a restaurant would be like in your future?
Yeah. Not in my near future, of course, but I love to cook. I love it. Like, I feel like I would start with like a taco truck. Not a taco truck, but like a food truck or something, or a small like hole in the wall. But I love to cook. Like I post on my story a lot of what I cook. And people,
And
they'll
me
be
and
like,
Doreni is watching it.
Really?
She even names it, man. That's what I'm talking about. I love your stories.
people will be like, did you actually cook that? And I'm like, oh yeah. And I actually do TikToks of me cooking it. And like I said, I love tacos and everything. I was watching a TikTok video. I was like, bro, I'm gonna make some authentic tacos. I made the salsa from scratch, made the meat from scratch, whatever. And I did the whole video. I even put Mexican music. And Mexican people are like, girl, like you're invited to the carne asada, like you know what you're doing. And it's like, cooking is not hard, but you have to like, if you're gonna cook food from another culture, you have to like not be a know-it-all and like do your research. Like I watched hella
Literally.
videos of like Mexican ladies cooking, and I was like, okay, she did this, she bought that. I went to the Mexican market, I went and like I got like everything. And I just cooked, and I was like, bro, like I love this. So I love to cook. Like I'll make stuff up sometimes, and I'll just make whatever, or I'll follow like a specific recipe. So I'm like, okay, I need to take this somewhere. Maybe I'll have like my own little like cooking channel. Okay. Do you guys have a kitchen here?
Yeah, we do
Maybe.
actually.
I'm gonna pitch something to y'all.
Wait,
wanna have-
before you even do, because I think we're in the same wavelength
If you
here.
guys want to produce,
Can we get
Yuli
episode
fucking
2?
cooks. Okay, Yuli fucking cooks. That's the name for it, and it's literally gonna be me cooking and talking. I've wanted to do that for the longest time. I don't know how to do it, but I feel like you guys would be the best to produce this.
Yo, I'm down. I can eat. B, can you eat? Like,
Listen.
episode 2, I'm already thinking like carne
You know what's on
asada.
I bring
You know
y'all
what's
because
on
of
my
carne
list?
asada
Yo,
tacos.
The
for
birria
real.
tacos.
Oh, I want to make that.
Dude, but it's hard. I've been doing my
Really?
research.
It's hard. Yeah, it's a whole process. Yeah.
I literally
Yuli, I'm
DM'd
down.
her. I said, look, I see you Friday and bring that Chipotle.
But you know what's crazy about that? I was hungry and I was like, I don't want to go to Chipotle. And I just like I went to my fridge. I was like, okay, so I have some shrimp. I have this rice. Those tomatoes are gonna go bad. So let me make a guacamole. Like, and I did that quick. It was like what, 20 minutes? But
Yo.
And I don't eat Chipotle.
You,
that's
I've
totally
seen
trash.
that.
My
I'm
bowl
like,
is way better.
you have an open invite to bring in your tacos here.
But do you guys have a kitchen here?
We'll figure it out.
Because I will literally cook on camera. Like, it's gonna be called Yuli fucking cooks, and it's just some raw shit.
Oh,
that I'm teaching
she
you.
already got the name
I
for
have
it.
like
Everything, y'all.
Where I'm just talking about like life, you know.
No, I love it. And I'm down for it. I can eat some tacos, especially the shrimp tacos with guac and a little bit of the onion, and you can make some hot sauce joint.
Yep.
All right,
I've made salsa
so-
before, and
PK, PK good? Like
yeah,
it's strong.
very strong.
Because we like the
Oh,
PK, right?
you're Dominican. This Sunday, I'm making chimi at my house.
Jimmy. Oh,
know what
it's,
that is?
it's over.
It's like a
This is my guy.
He's
Sandwich.
Dominican, bro. Stop.
Everybody thinks I'm Dominican. Seriously, I don't know what it is.
dale, hit me with the que lo que mi loco.
I can't.
Come on.
I can't.
Yo, we're about to be in New York for New York Fashion Week. You better start
We
there.
already went to New York for New York Fashion Week. So
How exciting.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. But we went on a nice long journey here. It's already been an hour and a half, so I really
Yeah, I could talk.
yeah. So no, I really appreciate it. And I'm gonna extend another invite. I really love our
Thank
conversation.
you.
Food, whatever you want to do, like we could do whatever. That's how we do it here. So any exit words that you'd like to?
me?
Yeah. I know we always do our little
Nah, I don't
motivational
have no
thing.
words.
No?
We gotta go.
Is that Yuli? Maybe Yuli could leave us with a nice little message.
Yeah, leave us with a message.
So
Leave the world with a message, a
All
little
right,
positive message.
guys, thank you so much for having me. Like, honestly, since I've met you, you've always given me that platform. You've always hyped me up, and you know, you really make people feel comfortable. You know, where it feels like, damn, like I'm appreciated. Like people really like he sees something in me that maybe sometimes every day I don't see in myself. You know what I mean? So thank you so much. Of
course.
Thank you. You're so sweet. I want you to start talking your shit more because you're a Virgo. Okay, girl. Like, you know, I know you have everything under control and you're fire at what you do because we're great at everything. Sorry. Best sign. Sorry.
It is.
Talk your
So you
shit.
need to start talking your shit. And honestly, thank you so much. Your vibe is amazing. Like, we didn't talk that much at the event, but like, since like I came, we were just talking. I was like, "What?" You know. So this is really comfortable. I've been on podcasts before where it feels like I'm interviewing the people. So thank you so much for like.
Well,
on
you,
your-
next episode.
you have met your match because
Let's
I
go,
can
'cause
talk
I can
all
talk.
day,
Let's
girl.
talk,
You
and
have
I'll
no
bring some
idea.
tacos next time.
I love it. Thank you for that. This has been another episode of The Lab.
The Lab.
I love the evolution of it. And if you guys have any tips, recommendations of directions we could take this, we're more than happy to listen to it because we're truly about collaboration. So it's not about just our vision. We really want to make sure we're speaking for the people.
100%.
So thank you for that. Peace. And B?
I'll be louder in the next one, Lab.
Let's leave it at that.